Animals need feeding throughout the winter. Growing and gathering hay during the summer ensures that the farmer will have adequate feed for his stock during the cold winter months. Cattle and sheep are removed from the field, which are to be cut for hay in mid-May. The grass is left to grow for 8 weeks and is generally cut in mid-July.
Yes, I can remember the haymaking most.
It was all hard work with a fork and rake and walking with horses.
The old saying, "Make hay while the sun shines," is as true today as in times gone by. The farmer will cut the hay and needs 4 days for it to dry properly before it can be collected and stored safely. Hay, which is not dried when stored, will go mouldy and deteriorate. Today's farmers use mechanised mowers to cut the grass. A mower can cut a 5-acre field in 1 hour.
My father was one of the last people in the area to mechanise, so we had a horse rather than a tractor, and a machine for cutting it as well, which somebody had to sit on to lift the blade as you were going around the field. When you came to the corners, you couldn't turn as sharp as that, so you had to do like a figure of 8 at the corners and lift the blade up when you came to the end of the standing grass, and then do this figure of 8 and then drop the blade down again when you were ready to go down the other side.
The cut grass is left for a day and then spread to facilitate the drying process. This is called tedding. This turning of the grass takes place 3 times so that by day 4 it will be dry. Once it's dry, the raking machine rolls the hay into rows for collection.
We used to be hand raking and he'd give the horses a race.
We had to trail around the field with a wooden rake, collecting in all the spare grass that had been missed by the bigger machine.
A baling machine is then employed to gather the hay into bales. The bales can be small and square, the traditional type, or, as is more common today, the large round bales.
When we were young, there used to be the machines which had been machines that had been pulled by horses, and they were changed over to be pulled by a tractor, because there were land-driven machines, which were mowing machines and turning machines, etc. And then so they were transformed from horses for tractors. So we used to mow the grass and turn the grass, roll it up ready for the bale, and then the contractors would come with tractors and balers to bale the hay.
Yes, I love to drive the tractor. And I did most of the baling because I really enjoyed baling. You could see what was happening behind. It was all getting tied up.
Trailers towed by tractors are used to collect the bales and move them from the field into a hay barn. Square bales were traditionally stored in the hay mew of the old stone field barns and stacked floor to ceiling in this area. Hay can be kept for over a year if it is not required in the following winter.
When a load of hay came into the barn, somebody had to be on the cart with a pitchfork, forking it up onto the hay mew, and then somebody had to be receiving it and putting it towards the back. And when we brought the load of hay into the barn, we children were sent up onto the very back of the hay mew to keep trampling around to sort of flatten the hay down so that more could be got in.
The weather plays a large part in haymaking. Hay can be made in June if the weather has been good, though a farmer who cuts in June will need to leave the hay to dry for longer, as the grass will be lush and takes more time to dry out.
So you had your hay ready and you'd be waiting for baling.
Praying it wasn't going to rain.
It wasn't going to rain, and 2 or 3 hours would go by.
Can you see him? Is he on his way?
Where's he coming from?
There have been significant changes to haymaking over the last 30 years. In the past, haymaking became a social activity, with neighbours sharing food and parties taking place to celebrate the successful end of the haymaking process.
Things were starting to progress, that you could cut grass quicker, you could turn the grass and then make hay, obviously.
Did you get involved with the neighbours, or do you now? I mean, is it something that you just kept in the family, or did you go
You used to help out, didn't you, Dan?
Yes, we used to help one another sometimes.
You know, everybody helped one another, you know, certain circle, so that you plenty of help.
If you need any extra help, contractors now usually to do it.
Because all farmers used to help one another.
That's right, yes.
Yeah.